Chapter 1. This plot doesn't follow the routine. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Taigon Holy Land, Miling Peak. Talent, bones, divine personality, and physique have all been tested. The Holy Son of Taigon Holy Land, Congxin. Talent, low-level mortal. The root bone, the lower level of mortal grade. Godhead, lower level of mortal level. Physique, lower level than ordinary. Listening to the voice of the old man in the hall, Congxin, who had just traveled through time for less than a minute, was still in a daze and glanced around in the distance blankly. The hall was full of people, and all eyes were staring at him. Although he had never experienced this scene personally, it still felt very familiar. Time traveled and turned into a waste material. Next, encounter scorn, ridicule, and even humiliation. And then, you quietly get a powerful plug-in like some old man or system, and from then on, the useless person rises up step by step. A boy slaying a dragon, 30 years in Hashi. Is this fun? Is it really inspiring? Why can't the rebirth of ordinary people be about tearing onions at birth? He shook his head and smiled bitterly, and looked at the distance again. At this moment, there were two young men with extraordinary appearances standing around Congxin, a temperament that floats like a wandering cloud. A man like Imo Shang is as jade-like as a young man, and he can be said to be an unparalleled young master. Regardless of appearance and temperament, they are definitely better than him, a good-for-nothing but handsome. Congxin smiled again. Well, according to the plot, there is no doubt that these are the two geniuses in everyone's eyes, and they must be the objects of comparison at this moment. Haha. In his last life, he died of overwork for his family. In this life, he has nothing to worry about, so why should he fight for his life? If you don't roll it up, you won't roll it up even to death. I have also taken it lightly. It doesn't matter what script you have, whether it is a waste material or immortal. In this life, I just choose to lie down and let it go. At worst, I will burp and shit again in a few days. Isn't living just to wait for death? Either way, it doesn't matter whether you die early or late. Thinking of this, Congxin looked at the two people next to him and showed a bright smile. Come on, get ready to start your performance. Laugh at me to your heart's content. Congxin, who decided to show off, didn't care at all. Unexpectedly, after listening to the test elder's introduction and facing his bright smile, the two young people next to him were trembling all over. It was visible to the naked eye that their foreheads were constantly leaking beads of sweat. This surprised Congxin. What's the situation? All of them are mortal or low level. I have become such a waste. Am I still a threat to you two? It even scared the two of you. Why are you two so unsure? Even a loser like me can see that the two of you are like a dragon and a phoenix. Sure enough, when the test elder in the hall took out the other two test forms, his eyes immediately shone, his expression also perked up. There was undisguised surprise on his face. The rumors are indeed true. Xiao Zhan, the holy son of fallen dragon Holy Land, was born with supreme bones. Yi Feng, the holy son of Luofeng Holy Land, was born with double eyes. Hearing this, Congxin smiled inwardly. At this start, his competitors are a bit fierce. Supreme bones, double pupils, these are invincible postures, absolutely super genius level existence. Ha! Come on, now you two can feel completely at ease, and you can start to ridicule me boldly, humiliate me, and trample on me mercilessly. Bring it on. Who knew? Upon hearing that their talents were tested, Xiao Zhan and Yi Feng seemed to be extremely frightened. Their bodies trembled violently, and they couldn't stand upright and fell back to sit on the ground. The other stumbled forward and knelt directly on the ground. The two truly unparalleled geniuses were so frightened that their faces turned pale. Congxin was confused, looking at the two people kneeling next to them. Shouldn't this be the way a genius should behave? Wow! Hearing this, there was an uproar around the hall, but no one looked at Xiao Zhan and Yi Feng, let alone showed any admiration, flattery, or flattering faces or eyes. Instead, they all looked at Congxin, and all their eyes were filled with joyful celebration. Cong scratched his head heartily, which made him even more confused about Sister Qi. I have supreme bones and double eyes. Why are you celebrating this useless person like me? At this time, outside the hall, another announcing voice sounded, "Miss Ren Bingxue has arrived." Everyone in the palace's eyes lit up. "Our young master's fiancée is here." Then, they looked at Li Congxin together, as if to say, "Your future wife is here." Ren Bingxue, a saint from the Sunyao Holy Land among the 4 holy lands in the Tianqin continent, is known as one of the 3 most beautiful women in the world among the younger generation. In the twilight, cloud sleeves flickered slightly, and a girl dressed in white and snowclad walked into the hall. The girl's eyebrows were like green, her teeth were like shells, and her eyes seemed to reflect the snow on the Tian Shan mountains. The moon is the god, the jade is the bones, and the ice and snow are the skin. An ultimate charm emerges from the bones, and it is incomparably beautiful. No wonder the world calls her beautiful. Ren Bingxue entered the palace and asked, "Elder, are you still the same as before?" In the hall, the test elder chuckled, "Yes, it's the same as the last test, everything is the same." Ren Bingxue said, "Then does he have a hidden talent that cannot be tested, or a mysterious physique that has not yet sprouted? He is the holy son of your Taigon Holy Land." The elder said firmly, "Absolutely not." Looking at Li Congxin, Ren Bingxue frowned slightly. Seeing this, Li Congxin smiled, "It must have just been an interlude, now it's time to get to the point, and the real show begins." Knowing that he is a waste, according to the plot, how can a mountain dog be worthy of a phoenix? It's time for her to break off the engagement to herself. Li Congxin shrugged, "I'm a waste, I don't care, come on, abandon me ruthlessly." Unexpectedly, Ren Bingxue frowned slightly. "It does not matter." She actually smiled sweetly at him, "It doesn't matter." That charming smile was enough to confuse Yangcheng and captivate Kai. It seems to be looking at happiness briefly, but does not write about sadness. There are 3,000 worlds in the world, but there is no melancholy. Don't ask how many flowers are blooming, just ask for a peaceful smile. Li Congxin narrowed his eyes, just break off the engagement without getting straight to the point. Could this be a scheming girl with a higher rank? After giving a comforting smile, Ren Bingshua's delicate and flawless face showed determination again, walked up to Li Congxin. In full view, a pair of jade hands took Li Congxin's hand and looked into his eyes. His expression looked like he was swearing. He said in a voice as resolute and melodious as water hitting the ice, "So what if you have low talent? So what if you have poor bones? So what if you don't have a godhead? So what if you have a weak constitution? Even if you are too weak to take care of yourself, then after we get married, you lie down. If you can, I'll put you on top and I'll." Li Congxin opened his mouth slightly, there was shock in his eyes. "You do not believe," Seeing Li Congxin's incredible expression, Ren Bingxue gritted her teeth, "Then today, I will change my name just for you. From now on, I will no longer call you Ren Bingxue, but only for you. Ren Li Shuang." The face is bright red, but the beautiful voice is firm, and the last 3 words are ringing. Li Congxin opened her mouth wide, and her chin almost reached her chest. Damn it, is it so exciting? At the beginning, the sweet girl of heaven even changed her name for the sake of an absolute loser. How can I be so virtuous and capable? Wow! Looking at the 2 people holding hands in the center of the hall, and listening to Ren Li Shuang's oath, the disciples around them made a noise. "Young master, kiss her. Kiss one, kiss one." Started shouting and cheering. No one had hatred in their eyes because of jealousy, and no one had a cold gleam in their eyes because of envy. Instead, they were all happy for him, and the atmosphere was peaceful. Kneeling and sitting next to Li Congxin, the 2 holy sons of the Holy Land, Xiao Zhan and Yifeng, who possessed the supreme bone and double eyes, are now made to look like 2 flower girls. His expression was bitter and embarrassed, but more of it was timid and uneasy, facing the booing from the young people. The elder in the palace smiled indifferently and got to the point, "Young master, are you satisfied?" The question was not from Ren Li Shuang, but his eyes were looking at Xiao Zhan and Yifeng. The voices of the booing disciples suddenly stopped. Li Congxin opened her mouth so much that her jaw almost dropped to the top of her feet. "Can I have fun with these 2? Although these 2 are very handsome, they are men." Ding! The Rise Against Heaven system has awakened. The system is obtaining all information about the host's body. Ding! Tip: it is detected that the host background is too powerful, and the current configuration of the system is not suitable for the host. The system has automatically left the host. Chapter 2: the background is so powerful that the system feels ashamed. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Listening to the voice that suddenly sounded and disappeared in his head, Li Congxin was surprised. He seemed to have obtained a system just now, but the system just ran away without saying hello. The reason seemed to be, the system was hit after detecting his background, and felt ashamed and hurt, but Li Congxin didn't take it to heart. For a person who has no ideals and just wants to lie down and mess up, it doesn't matter whether it is a system or not, but because of the 2 seconds when the system arrived just now, he was forced to obtain a lot of memories of this body. Now, he finally knows why the 2 Tianjios with supreme bone and double pupils around him are so scared. Taijian Holy Land, the first of the 4 holy lands in Tianqin continent, has hundreds of millions of disciples all over the continent. In the Holy Land, there are a total of 7 quasi-emperor strongmen, and even a powerful emperor sitting in charge. As for the other 3 holy places, the Falling Dragon Holy Land, the Falling Phoenix Holy Land, and the Sun Holy Land, each holy place has only 1 quasi-emperor at its peak combat power. Li Tianba, the Holy Lord of Taijian Holy Land, is called the Great Emperor Heba. He suppresses the entire Tianqin continent with the power of the sky and dominates the world, and Li Congxin is Li Tianba's son, the only son, the youngest. Li Tianba can't let him go. His father who loves to fight is not only decisive in killing, but also overbearing. In recent years, he has not only penetrated the entire Tianqin continent, but also seems to have fought to other star fields in outer space. 100 years ago, there were originally 12 holy places in Tianqin continent, but now, only 4 of the 12 holy places have chosen to surrender. His father has demonstrated the words "those who obey me will prosper and those who disobey me will perish" and the title of Great Emperor Heba with practical actions. At this moment, he is also telling the world a truth with practical actions: if you have absolute strength, you can definitely do whatever you want. Xiao Zhan, the holy son of the fallen dragon Holy Land, and Yi Feng, the holy son of the fallen Phoenix Holy Land, were invited to the Taijian Holy Land by Li Tianba because he was attracted by their physiques. The more useless Li Congxin is, the more miserable they will be. Li Tianba plans to transfer their physiques to Li Congxin, dig out Xiao Zhan's supreme bone, dig out Yi Feng's double pupil. Recalling this new memory, Li Congxin's mouth twitched. It's okay to have an invincible and domineering father, but everyone in his family is a top character. No wonder they were scared away when the system came. He also has 2 sisters. The eldest sister, Li Tianxin, is the empress of the 10 Directions dynasty. Because the entire Tianqin continent has been conquered by Li Tianba, the territory of the 10 Directions dynasty is the entire world, commanding billions of lives in the entire world. The eldest sister completely dominates the world. The second sister, Li Yusin, is the leader of the World Business Alliance. The World Business Alliance covers all important industries in Tianqin continent, and it is a monopoly. At present, the most popular rumor among the people is, there is 1 ounce of silver in the world, and Li Yusin has 9 coins. Second sister, completely rich in the world. Most importantly, his 2 elder sisters love him more than his father. The eldest sister holds him in her mouth for fear that he will melt, and the second sister holds him in her arms for fear that he will fall. In addition, he has a powerful master, a lot of evil cousins, and all of them are very caring for him. Not bad. Li Congxin nodded slightly and talked to himself. In his previous life, in order to pay for the medical expenses of his parents with poor health and the tuition fees of his younger brothers and sisters, he worked 5 times a day alone, and finally died of exhaustion because he didn't sleep for 7 days and 7 nights. God opened his eyes. This life is good. It's time for his father and sister's family to protect him. He finally doesn't have to work hard anymore and can lie down and enjoy life. Upon hearing Li Congxin's words, the elder in the hall was cheered up. The young master nodded and said it was good. He seemed very satisfied, so he said to Xiao Zhan and Yi Feng, 2 saints, go and prepare now. With a kind smile on his face, ahem, in an hour, a master from my holy land will take you to a quiet place and perform a minor operation on you. Turning to Li Congxin, that false smile immediately turned into a sincere and gentle smile. Young master, you should also prepare first. Your preparation is very simple, that is, you don't need to make any preparations, just take a beautiful bath, don't worry about anything, and relax your mind. Xiao Zhan and Yi Feng, who were already frightened to kneel and sit on the ground, were even weaker at this time. Minor operation. Digging out their supreme bones and double pupils, can this be a minor operation that is insignificant to them? He couldn't help but feel miserable. They are both saints, but why? Oh. Forget it, don't think about it, who made the difference in strength between them so big? There is only one quasi-emperor in the peak combat power of their own holy land, and they have 7. There is even an emperor who is invincible in the world. Weakness is the original sin. At this moment, Li Shuang also felt a chill on his back. Fortunately, his son Holy Land had foresight and took the initiative to marry the Taiqian Holy Land a long time ago. She, the saint, is now Li Congxin's fiancée. Otherwise, with Li Tianba's ferocity and tyranny, her ice crystal jade bone of the same level as supreme bone and double pupil would probably be forcibly dug away and used to shape Li Congxin's body. Young master, please separate from Miss Shuang for a while. We will take you to the Jade Spirit Pool for a bath first. Several female disciples of the Taiqian Holy Land walked towards Li Congxin with a smile. Several burly male disciples also walked toward Xiao Zhan and Yi Feng. 2 saints, we will take you to the spring water at the foot of the mountain to wash. Li Congxin pulled his hand out of Ren Lishuang's hand and waved, forget it. Everyone stopped moving, all looked at Li Congxin blankly. Li Congxin said, no need to change. After saying that, he yawned, stretched his body and walked out of the hall. Not changing, the elder said anxiously behind him, young master, why is this? Don't. Young master, are you moved by compassion? No need. Look at our Saint Lord, that is, your father, who slaughters millions of people a day without blinking an eye. That's right. The disciples also advised that in this world where the strong are respected, the Virgin Mary with a compassionate heart will not live long. Li Congxin slowly turned his head and gave a very serious reason, I'm afraid of pain. Elder. All disciples. My father is invincible, my eldest sister is powerful, my second sister is rich, and in addition, there are all kinds of terrifying ancestors and peerless monsters in the family. With such a strong background, what else can I do in life except lying down and letting it go? Roll up and surpass them. You are sick, then why should I bear the pain of bone removal and eye digging? Is your brain crazy? It hurts a lot. Xiao Zhan and Yi Feng breathed a sigh of relief, and the whole person collapsed on the ground. Looking at Li Congxin's lazy back, Ren Lishuang, who stood in the hall delicately, was also a little confused, and had no idea what Li Congxin meant. Soon after, according to the memory in his mind, Li Congxin returned to his residence, a place with birds singing and flowers blooming and beautiful scenery, Iran Peak. The name of this residence is very good, and it fits his name very well. Don't be anxious or impatient. Just follow your heart and you will be content. Outside the house is a bamboo forest. There is a pavilion in the forest. There is a bamboo chair in the pavilion. There is a wooden table next to the bamboo chair, and there is an exquisite tea set on the wooden table. In front of the bamboo chair, there is a small pond. There are a few fat fish in the pond swimming leisurely under the water with bamboo leaves floating on it. Quiet, no need to worry about anything. Isn't this the life I yearn for? Li Congxin walked to the bamboo chair and lay down directly. By the way, he picked up a bamboo branch on the ground and hung the tip into the pond. He didn't care that this was not a fishing rod at all. There was no fishing line on it, let alone a fishhook. The goal was to be leisurely. Struggle. Whoever likes it can go. Work hard. Whoever wants to go can go. Lying comfortably, he counted the fish in the pond leisurely. 1, 2, 3, exactly 7, ding. Sorry, I kept the host waiting for so long. After unremitting efforts, this system has been upgraded 7 times in a row. I think it can now match the host, and it has been officially renamed as the Lifelong Competitiveness and Unyielding System. Reminder, the Lifelong Competitiveness and Unyielding System is officially open. Chapter 3, a life of fighting and never giving up. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Come back again. You also changed your name. Li Congxin, who was lying down, narrowed his eyes slightly. Before, he felt that he was not worthy of him, and then he left in shame, but he was upgraded, still doing it like this? However, he still had no fluctuation in his heart. Ding. Tip, novice, the system that has just been opened is about to release a novice mission. Stop it. Li Congxin interrupted directly, you can be strong all your life and refuse to admit defeat, but it has nothing to do with me. I have no interest in enduring hardship and suffering under your encouragement to become the dragon-slaying boy who rises against the sky. Don't disturb my enjoyment of life, please leave again. And don't come back again. System. 1 minute later, ding. In this world, no one will care about your downfall, no one will sympathize with your desolation, and no one will feel your sadness, but everyone will look up to your glory. Are you ready? The system readjusted again, trying to use an exciting voice to once again pull Li Congxin back on the right track in life. Why did you get stung again? Li Congxin rolled his eyes, you also gave me a brainwashing opening statement. Didn't I tell you to leave? The problem is, he is neither destitute, desolate, nor sad now. His father is invincible in the world, but every time he sees his face turns into a chrysanthemum. He is already bathed in infinite glory. System. 3 minutes later, host, don't you want to have invincible strength? In no mood. Li Congxin lay down comfortably, just one sentence, I want to fight whoever I want now, why do you think I should fight for those? It's so tiring, wouldn't it be nice to wait for him to die? System. Supreme power, where is the inexhaustible money? This system can help you achieve it. No need. Li Congxin said lazily, my eldest sister is the most powerful in the world, and my second sister is the richest in the world. System. Where is the peerless beauty? Li Congxin moved her mouth towards the distance, I feel so happy that the most beautiful girl in the world changed her name to Ren because of me. System. Then don't you want to live forever? In no mood. In his previous life, Li Congxin, who had seen all the warmth and coldness of human nature and the misery of the world, was calm and calm, 20 years is too long for me to live. System. After 10 minutes of silence, ding. You haven't left yet? Li Congxin, who was lying comfortably and was about to fall asleep, suddenly stood up, are you annoyed? I don't want to think about anything, I don't want to think about anything. He continued to lean back and said lazily, okay, don't bother me to break it up, you can break it down on your own. It's okay if you don't blow yourself up. Don't worry about killing me. According to the strength of my family, changing bones and eyes is just like drinking tea and drinking water. I guess they can perfectly resurrect me even if I am reduced to dregs. System. The system is trying to unbind. Tip. This system is too strong to admit defeat and fails to unbind. Li Congxin. Don't tell me, your excuse was very clever, and it actually left me speechless to refute, I can't complain, I can only narrow my eyes comfortably, do whatever you want, it's up to you, ding. The host has officially accepted this system. This system has detected that the host is inferior in terms of talent, bones, divinity, and physique, so it decided to change the host from its essence first. Tip, you get a ray of Qian Qi. Qian represents destiny. Kuan represents luck. As long as this wisp of Qian Qi always surrounds the host body, it will inevitably gradually improve the host's current talents, roots, divine personality, and physique. Over time, the host will eventually become an arrogant son of destiny and destiny. Li Congxin rolled his eyes, when did I say I accepted you? System. The son of luck has incredible luck and can easily succeed in anything he does, including cultivation, understanding, overcoming tribulations, etc. The son of destiny, the will of God, whatever good things will eventually fall on his head. Such as treasure hunting, competition, gambling, etc. Li Congxin knew a thing or two about this, pretending not to hear anything. the system said arrogantly, "Host, I will give you a ray of Congxin Qi to change your destiny and destiny. No matter how powerful your family is or how powerful your father is, you will definitely not be able to do it." Okay, you're awesome, Li Congxin said perfunctorily that the system seemed to be relying on him, so let him do whatever he wanted, lie down comfortably and prepare to take a nap, boom. At this moment, a loud sound of heaven and earth breaking came from the sky above Taigon Holy Land. "My son, who are you talking about who is great?" In a voice that contained infinite power, it was like a giant god's hand wiped away the sky screen with one wave, and a stalwart body wearing the great emperor's armor and stepping on the great emperor's golden boots emerged from the tens of thousands of feet long rift in time and space. Strided out, domineering and majestic, boom. As the emperor's body walked out, a surge of blood surged behind him, instantly turning into a bright red ocean and filling the world, the great emperor, Li Tianba. The Holy Lord has returned from fighting in the outer realm. What a murderous aura. Oh my God, this bloody aura has at least wiped out 10 or 8 cities with a population of 1 million, right? If there are not 10 or 8, 7 or 6 are definitely necessary. Looking at Li Tianba who broke through the void, the young disciples in the Holy Land were excited, their expressions were filled with incomparable awe and admiration. Meet the Holy Lord. Boom. As Li Tianba stepped out of the crack in time and space, 7 peerless masters with quasi-emperor auras stepped out behind him, then, hundreds of martial saints stepped out, then, thousands of martial emperors stepped out, then, tens of thousands of great masters stepped out, then, more than 100,000 grandmasters stepped out. The terrifying aura covered the sky and the earth, the huge pressure shocked everything. This huge momentum made the saints and saints of the other 3 holy lands who were invited here, Ren Li Shuang, Xiao Zhan, and Yi Feng, tremble in their hearts. With such strength, it would be easy to wipe out the 3 holy places from this world. Roar. Roar. The roars of monsters sounded, and finally hundreds of lions with a body size of more than 10 elephants and burning flames appeared from the cracks of time and space. Crash. Hundreds of giant lions dragged long chains behind them, pulling 7 huge boxes. The 7 boxes were filled with spiritual stones, treasures, and elixirs. When flying through the air, objects with spiritual light kept falling from the sky. So many. I'm afraid that a large world has been bloodbathed this time. 7 heavenly coffins, each of which can hold tens of millions of pounds. It's a complete return with a full load. My Taiqian Holy Land is getting richer and richer, and the richer and stronger it is, the stronger it is, and the more invincible it is. The disciples in the Holy Land were even more excited. Only those with strength above the Grandmaster level are qualified to follow Li Tianba to fight outside the domain. Now they can only look up. It was also the first time that Li Congxin saw such a grand scene. He thought to himself, his father is indeed the world's overlord, so majestic, so fucking cool and awesome. Well, he was relieved after seeing it with his own eyes, change his position and continue to lie down. Ding. The system is upgrading, the upgrade failed, the upgrade failed, the upgrade failed. The system is upgrading for the 1038th time. The upgrade is successful. Listening to the upgrade failure that kept ringing in his mind, Li Congxin was speechless. Is it because his father's appearance was too imposing, and this system found that it underestimated his background and felt that it was not good enough again? But in order to be worthy of itself, this system not only refused to automatically unbind, but also began to work hard to break through itself. It's boring. What are you doing? Do you want to fight with my father? Chapter 4 Son, Daddy caught a mascot for you. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The Emperor's might was rolling, and with a pair of fierce eyes looking at the ground, Li Tianba's voice was like the earth and the sky shaking. Have my son's supreme bone and double pupils been fixed? On the ground, an elder in charge of this matter replied respectfully. Reply to the Holy Lord, no. No. Li Tianba's eyes were sharp. Boom. The whole world was bright. The elder suddenly felt a sense of terror that he would be reduced to ashes in the next second, and hurriedly knelt down and shouted, "It's not that my subordinates are not doing a good job, it's that the young master seems to." Li Tianba, seems to what? The elder could only guess. the young master said he was afraid of pain, it should be just a casual remark. In fact, he didn't like the supreme bone and double pupils. That's it. Li Tianba understood immediately. Not only was he not angry, but he looked very satisfied and relieved. Not bad, not bad, the son of this emperor, of course, must have the highest vision. With a wave of his sleeves, he turned into an imperial light and flew towards Li Congxin's Iran peak, like a ball of shining sun falling into Iran peak. Ha ha ha. After laughing so loudly that he could cover the sky, when he came to Li Congxin, his domineering and fierceness had disappeared, and his voice suddenly dropped by dozens of decibels. Son, take a rest. Yeah. Li Congxin lay comfortably, half opening his squinting eyes. You are so young, don't lie down all the time. Li Tianba walked to the bamboo chair, put his hands on Li Congxin's shoulders and massaged him, leaned his head forward, and smiled like a chrysanthemum. Son, the supreme bone and double pupils that Dad gave you, are they not to your liking? Li Congxin had not had time to answer. Ding. Reminder, the novice gift package is now automatically distributed because the host has not received it for more than 10 minutes. Congratulations, you have obtained 10 pairs of double pupils. Congratulations, you have obtained 206 pieces of supreme bones. Li Congxin, who was lying on the bamboo chair, trembled. Ouch, did Daddy hurt you? Li Tianba raised his hands that were rubbing Li Congxin's shoulders and stopped in the air in shock. He only has this one child. His hands can crush 2 giant peaks into powder with a little force, but Moe accidentally broke his child's bones. Li Congxin said, it's okay. Double pupils, 10 pairs. I was speechless again. What is this system doing? Is it crazy? Do I have so many eyeballs? Does it want my eyeballs to become stars? Just now, his father shocked the system, so is the system deliberately slapping his father in the face? This system is really unyielding. There are only 206 bones in the human body, and the system actually gave him 206 supreme bones. If you are so deliberate, why don't you just replace my 32 teeth with supreme bones? Ding! In view of the host's reasonable idea, this system grants permission. Congratulations, you have obtained 32 teeth made of supreme bone. Li Congxin. I didn't expect that this system could eavesdrop on his mental activities. Okay, whatever you like. Originally, Li Congxin wanted to say, I'm really afraid of pain, but instead, he could only change his words and said, these things are everywhere, there's nothing special about them. Everywhere. Nothing special. Li Tianba's eyes widened. Supreme bone, double pupils, except for the 2 saints of the falling dragon Holy Land and the falling phoenix Holy Land, there is absolutely no third one in the entire Tianqin continent. The ones on those 2 were also the result of the luck and destiny of the 2 Holy Lands for countless years, and finally they were given by the heavenly Tao. However, he said indifferently, if you say it's not rare, then it's not rare. Dad has prepared something better for you. A command sounded, bring here the girl of destiny and the son of luck from Congxin continent, who was captured by this emperor from under the protection of millions of strong men during the expedition to Congxin continent. Buzz. The voice came from the pavilion, with rolling power, resounding throughout the entire Taiqian Holy Land. Li Congxin couldn't help but laugh. System, what did you just say? System. The rings rang, and under the care of 2 female strong men, a woman with anger and sadness on her face walked up to Iran Peak. Where the woman passed, a breeze blew in the air, and a drizzle fell, a breeze that can cleanse all negative emotions, a misty rain that can nourish the heart and soul. Soon, the woman came to the pavilion where Li Congxin was. She stood there, and the breeze and drizzle that made people feel refreshed and relaxed were there. Suddenly, Li Congxin, who was lying down, felt more comfortable all over. The girl of destiny and the son of luck are actually the same person. He looked at the girl curiously. Her skin was as soft as snow, and she was slender and beautiful. He couldn't help but say, she is the girl of destiny and the son of luck in the same world. How much virtue must this girl have accumulated in her previous life? Ha ha ha. Li Tianba laughed loudly, and did not hide his bully behavior that he had the strength to do whatever he wanted. but she met your father. How much bad luck must this girl have accumulated in her previous life? Li Congxin. He asked, Dad, you took this girl back from another world. What do you want to do? Li Tianba said happily, this girl is called Chu Fij, and she is the mascot that my father brought back for you. Hearing this, Chu Fij bit her lips lightly, and her expression showed a bit of sadness. She, the daughter of destiny held high by billions of creatures in another world, has become the mascot of the boy in the pavilion today. The boy looks like an ordinary mortal, she secretly observed Li Congxin, and judging from her eyes, she had at least 10 murderous intentions in just one glance. Li Congxin was sweating. Mascot, that the daughter of destiny and the son of destiny in a world was caught by his father as his mascot. It really made him see the strength of his background again. He smiled faintly, isn't my life good enough? What do I need a mascot for? My son's life is good enough, but... In order not to poke Li Congxin's soft spot, Li Tianba held back the words not strong enough, and said as a matter of course, the mascot is of course used to bring good luck to my son. This. Li Congxin's forehead had a few black lines. He looked at the pitiful woman standing outside the pavilion again. Her cheeks were stained red, her earrings were swaying, her hair was soaked in ink, and her hair was flying with phoenix hairpins. No wonder she was obviously captured, but she was wearing a festive red dress, and she also applied blush, and was dressed up like a bride. It was really festive, but from her sad expression and hateful eyes, it was obvious that she was not willing to wear this dress and decoration, and was forced to wear it. The two looked at each other. Li Congxin could immediately sense that Chu Fij's eyes were full of murderous intent when she looked at him. Hiss. Son, Dad has tied her destiny to your fate, in the future. I guarantee that you will always be lucky, with good fortune, wealth and love luck. In order not to hurt Li Congxin's self-esteem, Li Tianba did not immediately tell the truth. Everyone in the family is a genius, and in a million years, there is only Li Congxin, a waste who is not good in all aspects. Li Tianba is actually a little worried in his heart. Is it because their family's destiny has come to an end and the way of heaven is no longer on their side? If so, of course he is not convinced, and he is not afraid. He must change his fate against the will of heaven. So, he snatched a mascot who is both the son of luck and the daughter of destiny from other worlds, and prepared to forcibly transfer her fate to Li Congxin to change Li Congxin's fate, but to forcibly transfer the fate of a girl of destiny and a child of luck to another person is definitely a big deal, which is not comparable to the minor operation of changing the supreme bone and double pupil. Even if he is a great emperor, he has to make careful preparations before he can start. Therefore, Chu Fij can only stay with Li Congxin as a mascot for the time being. Although Li Congxin is lazy, he is not stupid. From his father's move to dig out the supreme bone and double pupil, he has actually guessed his father's evil intentions. Ding. The system is upgrading, the upgrade failed, the upgrade failed, the upgrade failed. The system is upgraded for the 998th time, and the upgrade is successful. Reminder, the system has enabled the function of directly promoting the child of destiny and the child of luck. Reminder, after the system evaluation, since the wisp of Qian Kun Qi just now is not worthy of the host's identity, it has been taken back by the system. Ding! Congratulations, you have directly become the child of destiny. Congratulations, you have directly become the son of destiny. Chapter 5. Even if you are a piece of crap, I can still stick you on the highest wall. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As the system sounded, with Iran Peak as the center, purple air came from the east, golden light came from the west, and the rays of light gathered. Wow! Suddenly, 1,000-foot-high brilliance appeared on Iran Peak and rushed straight to the sky. The sky above Iran Peak was already covered with auspicious clouds. The 1,000-foot-high brilliance rushed into the auspicious clouds, turning the clouds into gorgeous colorful colors. Iran Peak where Li Congxin was located was already like a fairyland in a beautiful painting. The people of Taiqian Holy Land at the foot of the mountain were surprised and looked on. This sudden strange phenomenon also startled Li Tianba. Then, he was overjoyed. Ha ha ha. He laughed with satisfaction. Son, look, as soon as this girl arrived, your Iran Peak was shrouded in auspicious signs. This is indeed a mascot. The son of destiny, the son of luck, but their aura will change the surrounding conditions, but there is no abnormality in themselves. Looking up at the clouds in the sky, Chu Fij was somewhat reluctant, and she also thought it was her fault, because in the past, when she went to certain places, when her mood and physical condition were extremely good, such situations occasionally occurred several times. It's all thanks to my father. Li Congxin could only smile slightly. This system made him laugh and cry, not inferior to others, but with a narrow mind, he really went against his father. Glancing at Chu Fij, come on, I'm the same as you now you can only be a mascot, completely useless to me. Chu Fij's beautiful eyes also glared at Li Congxin. Being bathed in my blessing is a bargain for you. He. Li Congxin didn't argue, he is now also the son of destiny and the son of luck. The superposition of the two sons of destiny and luck will make it strange if Iran Peak does not immediately become a place of auspiciousness, but he would not tell anyone that he had a system that would make him strong and unyielding, so he said, "Thank you, Dad, for your good intentions." The person was captured by Dad. Facing this heavy fatherly love, he couldn't let Dad send the mascot back to another world. That would hurt Dad's feelings, so Li Congxin could only be forced to become a villain. This woman's fate is tied to your fate. If you are hurt, she will be hurt in the same way. You tied her fate, but she didn't lock your fate, so her life or death has no effect on you. Li Tianba did everything in a comprehensive way. Dad, you really are. You love me too much. With such heavy fatherly love, Li Congxin really couldn't bear to say the words too fucking wicked. Little did he know that for his beloved son, let alone wickedness, even if it was crazy, as long as his strength allowed, Li Tianba would not hesitate. Even if his strength didn't allow, he would do it regardless of everything. Li Congxin smiled and said, "What if she doesn't want to live anymore and wants to die with me? I've already prepared for this, old man." Squeak. Li Tianba stretched out a hand, and a wisp of evil spirit floated in his palm, a wisp of breath as big as a hair, but the killing intent released was extremely terrifying, directly covering the entire Iran Peak. This is a wisp of imperial power. The killing power of the emperor. This is a wisp of killing power from my father, which can kill any strong man below the quasi-emperor in seconds. As long as your body is threatened, this wisp of killing power will be automatically released. Li Tianba waved his hand, and the wisp of imperial power flew to Li Congxin. The father and son had the same blood, and it directly merged into his body. This is possible. Li Congxin leisurely picked up the teacup on the wooden table next to the bamboo chair. With such a talisman, he could lie down more at ease. Bang. Crack. Bang bang bang. Suddenly, there were several sounds of metal colliding and rubbing to produce sparks in my mind, then, ding. Reminder, you have obtained a ray of system killing power. This killing power can not only kill any strong man below the quasi-emperor in seconds, but even the quasi-emperor has to avoid its edge. Puff. Li Congxin, who had just taken a sip of tea, sprayed it out directly. "Son, are you choking?" Li Tianba hurried forward and said with concern, "Daddy will rub it for you." But when he thought of his heavy hands, so he looked at Chu Fij standing outside the pavilion. "What are you doing? Come and rub my son's chest and back." "Me?" Chu Fij pointed at herself, with an incredible look on her face. She is the daughter of destiny and luck in a world, worshipped by all living beings, and can be said to be a supreme and noble existence. She is actually asked to serve Li Congxin, who is just a mortal. But she did not refuse, but walked into the pavilion aggrieved. Who made this mortal boy the son of the great Emperor Heba? And now she is just a captive. After glaring at Li Congxin, he stood on the side of the bamboo chair, half bent over, stretched out a pair of snow-white hands, and gently stroked Li Congxin's chest. Li Congxin felt relieved. Hiss. Looking at Chu Fij bending over to rub his chest, his eyes were just looking at the other's collar, and he couldn't help but take a breath of cold air in his heart, so thrilling. A gentleman should not look at anything that is not proper. Do not look at anything that is not proper. He shouted in his heart, so he tilted his head, but his neck seemed uncomfortable with a tilt, which was indeed not in line with his style of lying flat and enjoying, so he straightened it back. As a person, you can't make things difficult for yourself. Son, then you should take good care of it first. Seeing Li Congxin showing an expression of enjoyment, Li Tianba also showed satisfaction. This mascot can make people feel comfortable and pleasing to the eyes, so let her serve you at Iran Peak first, but if she doesn't obey. The expression was fierce, you can do whatever you want. Chu Fij, who was massaging Li Congxin, trembled. I know. Li Congxin smiled helplessly, and this bully father made him speechless. I am afraid that Li Congxin will have even a little inferiority complex because of his useless status. In short, don't think too much, and don't have a psychological burden. With my father and the whole family, even if you are a pile of rotten shit, we can make you break out of the cocoon and become the most shining gold in the world. Fu. Even if you are rotten mud, we will still stick you on the highest wall. Li Congxin's handsome face was slightly dark. His father, the villain, was not only cruel and domineering, but also so rude. Li Tianba smiled mysteriously again. He, your master is choosing treasures for you, Dad. I'll go and see how he's choosing. By the way, since those holy sons of the Holy Land and your fiancé are not needed for the time being, I'll let them go home first. Yeah. Li Congxin didn't care much, although Li Tianba left, his words do whatever you want seem to have stayed here. Chu Fij didn't dare to have any bad intentions and continued to rub Li Congxin's chest. Li Congxin looked at the girl in front of him with interest, with a tight face, staring with beautiful eyes, and biting her jade teeth. She looked like she wanted to pinch herself to death, but she was forcing herself to endure the humiliation and burden. Not to mention, she was a little cute. Yu said, now that things have come to this, just be a mascot here and don't worry. I won't eat you. Chu Fij was stunned. What did you say? Literally. Li Congxin said, it means your destiny as the daughter of destiny and the son of luck. I won't devour or take it away. Oh. Chu Fij nodded, a little disappointed. She thought Li Congxin meant that he would not harm her pure body. It turned out that she had thought wrong. Suddenly, she reacted and shouted, what did you say? Her hand movement stopped, and she looked at Li Congxin nervously. Her heart began to pound. Chapter 6 Eyes of Truth, Supreme Bones All Over the Body. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It was a shock. Li Congxin was too lazy to repeat it. Chu Fij was nervous and excited. You won't lie to me? Ha, I'm too lazy to talk nonsense. Li Congxin yawned and gritted her teeth. Stop rubbing my chest all the time. Do you want to rub me out with myocarditis? At first glance, this old girl had never worked in a bathing shop, and her hands were too raw. Please massage my feet again, my legs are a little sore. Chu Fij nodded quickly. Okay. She didn't know whether what Li Congxin just said was true or false, but as long as there was any truth, it would be enough for her to make every effort to maximize this opportunity. He squatted at Li Congxin's feet, but after all, it was his first time to serve someone, and he was still a man, so he blushed and started massaging his calves with a pair of snowy hands. As for how to press it, she tried it herself and thought about it. But the young woman's mouth, oh no, it's a girl's hand. Or the hand of the girl of destiny, delicate and smooth, every fingertip contains good fortune and blessing, the feeling is always good. Li Congxin's face is full of joy. Comfortable. Don't use the cloth, just pull up the trousers first. After a while, Li Congxin, who looked comfortable, planned to take a nap, but with a duong sound, the system directly displayed his data layout in front of him. Host, Li Congxin, age, 18 years old, talent, lower level of mortal grade, root bone, lower level of mortal grade, physique, ordinary grade lower level, godhead, son of destiny, son of fate, cultivation level, 9th level of solid state, treasures, 10 double pupils, 206 supreme bones, 32 supreme bone teeth, a wisp of system killing power. A ray of emperor killing power. This thing can be turned a blind eye and ignored. There was also a crisp prompt sound. Ding, host, do you need to change to double pupils, supreme bones and supreme teeth immediately? Don't want. Li Cong didn't even think about it, and warned in his heart, don't touch my body. Life was so comfortable, why should he suffer the pain of bone replacement, eye removal, and tooth extraction? Host, please rest assured, the clever methods of this system are not comparable to those of practitioners. The whole process ensures that you will not suffer any pain, or even feel anything. You just need to lie down and take a nap. The system seemed to be able to hear Li Congxin's thoughts. That's it. Li Congxin narrowed his eyes comfortably and said leisurely, mascot, take off my shoes and press the soles of my feet. System. Good. Chu Fij blushed slightly, gently took off Li Congxin's shoes and socks, and started rubbing the soles of his feet with her slender fingers. Li Congxin snorted comfortably. Harder. That it wasn't until waves of tenderness spread from the soles of his feet throughout his body that he answered casually, as long as there is no pain, it doesn't matter to me how you like it. Ding. The system has received the host's answer. Tip, bone replacement begins. Tip, the eye change begins. Tip, tooth replacement begins. The system prompts loudly, as if fearing that Li Congxin would regret it. Li Congxin began to take a nap. At this moment, he looked calm from the outside, but earth-shaking transformations were taking place inside his body. Pieces of bones were taken away by the system, disappearing out of thin air like gas, and then replaced with another seamlessly. A supreme bone covered with runes. Soon, an ancient and mysterious golden rune was flowing around his body, glowing with a golden skeleton, and it was perfectly connected to all his previous tendons and blood vessels. Wow! The whole body shines. The brilliance release surprised Chu Fij. She opened her mouth slightly. Was she really born to do massage? Did she just integrate the auspiciousness of her destined daughter into her fingertips? The massage actually made Li Congxin glow. Immediately he was shocked again. No, it has nothing to do with her. This is obviously the brilliance of a kind of awakening of ancient roots. It is Li Congxin's hidden secrets that were revealed when he was in a relaxed state. I couldn't help but tremble secretly in my heart, and asked, how could the holy son of the Holy Land, whom all the stars in the world admire, and the only son of the great emperor of a realm, be an ordinary mortal? It turns out it was all pretend, so he didn't dare to be careless anymore. He held Li Congxin's bare ankle with one hand and gently pressed the sole of his foot with the finger bow of the other hand. When he pressed it on a bone, boom dash. A powerful force surged out, causing her entire finger to almost break. Boom. The shock caused her body to sway, and she fell backwards to the ground. I couldn't help but turn pale with shock. She is the daughter of a world's destiny and the son of destiny, and her path to cultivation is naturally smoother than anyone else's. Although she is very young, she has now reached the level of king of martial arts, and the resistance released by Li Congxin's bones was able to knock her back. He quickly got up and took a few steps back, looking at Li Congxin in fear. His father was a ruthless man who could destroy the world, and this son was indeed a peerless evildoer. The supreme bone contains powerful potential, which can transform the physique, restore status, enhance resistance, and increase combat effectiveness crazily in battle. Owning a piece of supreme bone, the path of cultivation is tantamount to opening the road to invincibility, and Li Congxin now has 206 bones in his body that are all supreme bones. The word genius can no longer describe him. Then, his teeth also disappeared directly into mist, and then they were replaced by supreme teeth that were whiter and neater than porcelain teeth. At the same time, his original eyeballs were also removed. Double pupils were inserted, 1 pair, 2 pairs, 3 pairs. Because he closed his eyes at the moment, the operation process was invisible to the outside world. Soon, 10 pairs of pupils were inserted into his eyes, and his eyes were like stars in the sky, but the stars in the sky kept overlapping and combining, just like cells merging together quickly. Finally, they turned into a pair of eyeballs. Ding. 10 pairs of pupils have merged and upgraded to the pupils of truth. Double pupils can see through all illusions. 10 pairs of pupils directly upgraded to the more powerful pupils of truth, which can see the essence of all things and explore all truths. After a short nap, Li Congxin stretched and opened his eyes, looking at Chu Fij who was standing 3 meters away from him at a safe distance. Why are you still being lazy? Character, Chu Fij, age, 17 years old, strength, 9th level of the martial king realm, identity, the daughter of destiny and luck in Congxin continent, height, 162 centimeters. Weight, 92 caddies, measurements, 86, 60, 90, he was slightly startled, and his eyes seemed to have changed. At a glance, he could see through the person's background. No, no, no. Chu Fij hurriedly explained, I didn't slack off, you just released a powerful force that bounced me away. He looked at Li Congxin aggrievedly, fearing that he would give up the idea of not devouring his fate. Is that so? Li Congxin suddenly realized, and continued to play badly with his eyes narrowed, I was careless just now, go on, give me another back massage. Oh. Chu Fij obediently walked behind the bamboo chair, and carefully put his hands on Li Congxin's shoulders, feeling that there was no force to rebound, so, he started to massage with confidence again, ding. The host now has supreme bones all over his body, and is a genius among geniuses. The road to cultivation is like opening up an unobstructed road to heaven. Oh, I see. Li Congxin was lazy, ding. Double pupils are an invincible road. The host now has 10 double pupils. As long as he works hard, he will definitely soar into the sky. Oh, I see. Li Congxin was full of perfunctory, want to trick me into practicing hard? What's the matter with doing horse stance against the strong wind and training the body with a violent waterfall? Those who can have a massage from the girl of destiny. System. Meeting this ultimate slacker who is unwilling to take out money from the sky and look at it even if it falls directly into his pocket, the system is helpless, but the system never admits defeat. After a moment, ding. In view of the fact that the host only wants to slack off and has no fighting spirit in life, but this system cannot violate the mission of helping the host to rise against the sky, so it has decided to tailor a unique growth system for the host, the flatter you lie, the stronger you become faster. Oh, I see. Li Congxin was distracted, but finally showed a little interest on his face, but, this system does not have this function either. Li Congxin sneered in his heart, are you telling a crosstalk to make me laugh? Ding! The system is upgrading, the upgrade failed, the upgrade failed, the upgrade failed, the system has been upgraded for the 878th time, and the upgrade is successful. Reminder, you already have the growth system of the flatter you lie, the stronger you become faster. Reminder, the system is currently in a state of slight injury, but it does not affect any functions. As long as the host gives an order, it can sit up and serve the host with all its strength even if it is dying. Chapter 7 The flatter you lie, the stronger you will become faster. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The systems I'm good, I'm showing off, and I'm injured operation made Li Congxin dumbfounded. Cultivation +1. Lying on a bamboo chair and enjoying his life, he found that a trace of cultivation had sprouted out of thin air in his body, and then it began to sprout continuously. Cultivation +1. Cultivation +1. Cultivation +1. This feeling is like soaking up experience. Just force it into me, Li Congxin, who was not proactive at all, chose to be passive, then I can't do anything. The faint fragrance from Chu Fij drifted into his nose, which was really refreshing and refreshing. Cultivation +2. Cultivation +2. Cultivation +2. The better the mood, the more comfortable he lay, and the cultivation that continued to sprout in his body actually doubled. Li Congxin then understood that this was the so-called the flatter you lie, the stronger you get faster. Although he chose to play badly, he would not refuse to become stronger without doing anything. After all, he was just lazy, not stupid. The better his mood became, the more he leaned back on the bamboo chair, and began to hum a little tune under Chu Fij's massage. Cultivation +3. Cultivation +3. Cultivation +3. Soon after, ding. Cultivation breakthrough, you have entered the first stage of the Tumai realm. Li Congxin felt that his veins and muscles expanded instantly, and every tendon was full of strength. In his heart, he felt a sense of power that could knock out Thanos' front teeth with a punch. Of course, this was just an exaggeration of himself. In short, the whole person became at least 10 times stronger. in this world, the levels of warriors are divided into, solid, Tumai, shaping soul, Wu Wang, Grandmaster, Wu Huang, Wu Sheng, Quasi-Emperor, and Great Emperor. Each of the major realms is divided into 9 levels, solid, Tumai, and shaping soul are the basics. Wu Wang can be called a powerful person, Grandmaster and Grandmaster are definitely strong people, Martial Emperor, Martial Saint, each of them is an existence that can suppress one side, Quasi-Emperor, is the peak existence in this world. As for the existence of the Great Emperor, who can shine with the sun and the moon and even dare to compete with the heavenly Tao, it is rare to see in a million years. Therefore, his father, the Great Emperor Li Tianba, is the current ceiling of the combat power of the Tianqin continent. When the cultivation breaks through the great realm, a dazzling brilliance will burst out from the body, which surprised Chu Fij again. She, the girl of destiny, massaged Li Congxin and made him break through. But she immediately put away her self-righteous childish thoughts. Instead, she looked at Li Congxin quietly with her eyes full of surprise. He could break through by lying down and doing nothing. What kind of monster is this young master of Taiqian Holy Land? Now, she also began to believe what Li Congxin said. Such a super genius doesn't seem to need to rely on robbing her fate to transform himself, right? When she thought that she might really be just Li Congxin's mascot, she felt much better immediately. He began to serve Li Congxin more diligently. Cultivation +4. Cultivation +4. Cultivation +4. Reminder, now the cultivation speed is 4 times faster. The flatter you lie, the faster you grow. Is the host satisfied with this way of growth? Although the system's voice is that kind of cold mechanical sound, Li Congxin can still hear that it is a bit arrogant. Li Congxin, who has broken through the realm, has a calm and leisurely face. He enjoys the massage of the girl of destiny and leisurely appreciates the fish swimming in the pond, but he didn't notice that there were 7 fish in the pond before. After the system was forcibly upgraded 3 times, it has become 10. Cousin, I'm ready. Cousin, come quickly, come in quickly. At this time, a beautiful voice like a wind chime came from the house not far away, a coquettish lowly voice, a soft clip sound. My little cousin is also in my house. After returning to Iran Peak, Li Congxin, who had been lying in the pavilion and had not returned to the house, could not help but show a touch of joy on his face after hearing the voice, and finally stood up from the bamboo chair, because he was about to have something more enjoyable, stretching his body. Is everything ready? Then my cousin is coming. Coming to a room, Li Congxin pushed open the door. Wow! A huge amount of spiritual energy surged out of the room, misting his eyes directly. In the haze, there was a large bathtub in the middle of the room, and a girl of 14 or 15 was sitting in the tub. She had a cute hairstyle with 2 white hydrangeas on her head, and a pair of even cuter ponytails were tied with white ribbons behind the hydrangeas, elegant and delicate, with a pair of charming dimples on her round oval face, and a pair of cute big eyes, sparkling and watery. The girl was Li Congxin's cousin, named Yasusu. Cousin, come quickly. Susu stood up from the barrel, revealing her creamy skin. She was only wearing a blue bra and a white miniskirt that stuck to her legs. As she stood up from the barrel, Li Congxin secretly called out, "Good guy, what a baby face." No hurry, no hurry. Your fluid is available every day anyway. He had always been lazy like a sloth, but at this moment he did not hesitate, taking off his clothes with one hand and his pants with the other, and walked leisurely towards the barrel. Chu Fij, who was standing at the door behind him, widened his beautiful eyes and his handsome face flushed. What are they going to do? Is it going to start right in front of me? My God, these 2 people look like a perfect couple. Why are they so shameless? Next. Hurry up, while it's hot. Yasusu jumped out of the wooden barrel. Li Congxin soaked in the barrel. Li Congxin let out a comfortable cry after entering the barrel. The rich spiritual energy in the room boiled out from this big bathtub. This barrel is not water, but a full bucket of pure spiritual liquid. To be precise, it was clear water before, but now it has been transformed into a bucket of spiritual liquid. He glanced at his little cousin standing by the wooden barrel. Character, Yasusu, age, 15 years old, constitution, spiritual spring body, strength, 9th level of the martial king realm. The three most outstanding women in the new generation of the cultivation world of Tianqing continent are known as the three wonders of the world. Li Congxin's fiancée Ren Lishuang is the one with the beautiful appearance, and his cousin Yi Susu, whose appearance is no less than Ren Lishuang's, is the one with the invincible talent. Invincible talent, just these 5 words are enough to show how extraordinary this girl is. She is younger than Chu Fiji, but her cultivation is not inferior to that of the Destiny Girl and the Fortune Girl of Congxin continent. She is about to enter the Grandmaster realm at the age of 15, in order to become stronger. Others are looking for the spiritual energy of heaven and earth to cultivate themselves. She is born with a spiritual spring body. She is a spiritual spring that never runs dry. When she cultivates, she will release a lot of spiritual power, a large bucket of clear water. She only needs to sit in it for an hour, and it will become a large bucket of top-grade spiritual liquid. Chapter 8 Roll Up and Grow 1,000 Times. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Because Li Congxin's entire family is full of super geniuses, and he is the only useless one, everyone is trying to help him all the time, and they take care of him meticulously. In addition, Isusu and Li Congxin grew up together, and the two can be said to be childhood sweethearts, and they are inseparable. Therefore, in order to help Li Congxin improve his physique, Isusu comes to Iran Peak every day to nourish Li Congxin with a large bucket of spiritual liquid and let Li Congxin take a bath, soaking in the hot spiritual liquid. Spiritual flow immediately invades Li Congxin's pores, turning into a stream of small hot currents that rush into his body and then flow to his qi hai dantian. Li Congxin looks very happy. Taking a bath with spiritual liquid, or spiritual liquid with a girl's fragrance, is much more comfortable than lying in the pavilion. Cultivation plus 10. Cultivation plus 12. Cultivation plus 9. Cultivation plus 13. System. Ding. In view of the fact that the previous automatic growth speed of lying flat was not worthy of the host's superior family background, this system decided to modify the parameters again. Reminder, the cultivation speed of the flatter you lie, the faster you grow, has been increased to 100 times. As the system prompt sounded. Cultivation plus 111. Cultivation plus 108. Cultivation plus 112. Suddenly, the cultivation generated in Li Congxin's body began to increase rapidly, and the intricate qi lines gathered towards his qi hai dantian. 100 was given by the system, and the rest was brought by the spiritual liquid in the bucket. You want to win this too, Li Congxin also complained helplessly in his heart. It was fine if this system didn't obey his arrogant father, but it also wanted to compete with a cute little girl. Seeing that Li Congxin was soaking, Yi Susu urged the spiritual power to dry himself quickly. Then, she said in a coquettish voice, "Cousin, you soak first, I will go to warm your bed." As if she was used to it, she went to prepare another thing she had to do every day. When she went out, she smiled at Chu Fiji, mascot sister. "You are free anyway, why don't you soak with my cousin?" "I don't mind." She could hear the conversation between Li Congxin and others in the pavilion clearly in the house. Chu Fiji, who stood at the door with a red face, didn't know that she was really kind. If she poured a bucket of water on the road, it was guaranteed that there would be cultivators lying on the ground and licking it desperately. I just thought she was making fun of me, and immediately said shyly, No, I don't know him well yet." "Then let's soak together when we are familiar with each other. Find a bigger bucket, and the three of us will soak together." In the coquettish voice, I saw a pair of ponytails on her head jumping lively, and Yi Susu had already gone to Li Congxin's bedroom. Ding. Cultivation breakthrough, you have entered the second stage of To My Realm. Ding. Cultivation breakthrough, you have entered the third stage of To My Realm. Ding. Cultivation breakthrough, you have entered the fourth stage of To My Realm. After soaking in the bucket of spiritual liquid for an hour, Li Congxin glanced outside the house and saw that it was already night outside, so he got up, dried himself, and walked leisurely towards his bedroom. Chu Fiji followed behind nervously. When he came to the bedroom, he saw a big bed with dense Sanskrit engraved on all 4 sides. Those golden Sanskrit words kept floating up from the bed wall, forming a sealed cage that wrapped the whole bed. "This bed is an extraordinary treasure." At This moment, Isusu was curled up on the bed, wrapping the quilt tightly with his body, leaving only his head outside. He was really warming the bed. "Cousin, you're here. If you don't come soon, it will overflow." Seeing Li Congxin coming, Isusu hurriedly said in a tender voice, "It's overflowing, it's really overflowing, cousin, come in quickly, quickly. Don't worry, don't worry." Li Congxin still walked towards the big bed slowly. He walked to the bedside, and Isusu, who was only wearing a small bra and a short skirt, crawled out of the quilt hole like a power bank that was still heating up. Li Congxin got into the intact quilt hole directly. Ah, warm and soft, fragrant and refreshing. Ah, at the same time, a spiritual light fluctuated on the bed, and a huge amount of spiritual power was pouring into his body. Li Congxin's bed is called the Gathering Spirit Bed. It is the first weapon refining master in Tianqin continent, and it is also specially made for him by his master. It can absorb external spiritual energy, but as long as he sleeps on it, the spiritual energy absorbed by this bed will continue to be infused into his body, and Isusu is a spiritual spring that will never run dry, so she comes to warm Li Congxin's bed every day. She sleeps on the spiritual bed for an hour to fill the bed with spiritual energy. Li Congxin then sleeps in. Cultivation plus 206. Cultivation plus 213. Cultivation plus 211. When he was a useless body, whether he was bathing in spiritual liquid or sleeping on the spiritual bed, he could only absorb very little, but now he is the son of destiny and the son of luck, so he can absorb everything. But this data obviously stimulated that guy again. Ding. This system has decided to modify the parameters of automatic growth when lying flat again. Reminder, the cultivation speed of the flatter you lie, the faster you grow, is increased to 1,000 times growth. Cultivation plus 1124. Cultivation plus 1103. Cultivation plus 1115. Boom. For a time, Li Congxin's internal cultivation was like the tender grass sprouts on the prairie after the spring rain, thousands and thousands of them, densely packed, and constantly growing. Li Congxin felt that his cultivation was improving by leaps and bounds. If this continues, no matter how flat he lies, no matter how much he refuses to work hard, he will surely soar into the sky. But it doesn't matter to him whether it reaches the sky or not. He just has a happy smile on his face. The goddess is pressing his feet and the spirit girl is warming the bed. This life is really enjoyable. Cousin, are you comfortable? Isusu put her head in front of him, looking like she was about to praise me. My cousin's juice makes me have endless aftertaste. My cousin's warm bed makes me even better than a living god. Li Congxin really shouldn't be stingy with words to praise such a little cousin who soaks herself in water and warms her bed every day, whether it's merit or hard work. As long as my cousin likes it. Isusu was delighted with the praise. I swear, I promise, I will never give up and take care of my cousin for the rest of my life. He also slapped his chest several times with his hands. Li Congxin's heart trembled when he heard that solid voice. Take it easy, don't use too much force. There is a reason why she is so good to Li Congxin. Before this girl was 6 years old, not only was she stupid, but she also had no innate aura at all. Until one time, she and Li Congxin fell asleep together after they got tired from playing. When she woke up, she found that she was holding Li Congxin's toes and chewing them like pig's trotters. Gnawed off half of Li Congxin's toes and drank a lot of his blood. It was also from that day on that her talent was activated, and she began to become smarter, and she grew more and more beautiful and graceful, so she always thought that everything she had was given by Li Congxin, and she even felt guilty, thinking that she had robbed Li Congxin of the talent he should have had. She vowed to take care of Li Congxin for the rest of her life. In fact, it just happened to be the day when her talent was awakened, and it had nothing to do with Li Congxin. I don't feel any pain. Isusu patted his chest again and assured, in short, Susu will definitely nourish my cousin. Susu is a spiritual spring for my cousin, which can be inexhaustible for my cousin at any time. Ding. The system is being upgraded. Upgrade failed, upgrade failed, upgrade failed. Chapter 9, the heaven-falling spiritual spring doubles the speed of cultivation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The system is upgraded for the 801st time, the upgrade is successful. Tip: the system is currently in a moderately injured state, but it still does not affect any functions. Li Congxin looked confused. This girl is sincere to me, what is going on in this system? Ding! Congratulations, you have obtained a high-end spiritual spring. Reminder: this spiritual spring is taken from a spiritual mountain called Lingyun Immortal Milk, in the heavenly jade pool of the Chinese world. Every drop of spiritual liquid in it is a drop of holy water condensed by Lingyun Immortal Milk after absorbing the essence of heaven and earth for hundreds of years. Lingquan is about to appear. 3, 2, 1. Buzz buzz. Li Congxin was lying comfortably on the bed. Suddenly, the room he was in shook, and the bed almost jumped. To be precise, the entire Iran peak was shaken. What happened? Yi Susu and Chu Fij looked out the window in surprise. In their eyes, they saw a shocking scene, which made the two women open their mouths slightly in surprise. Boom! Amid the roaring sound, amidst the auspicious clouds of rosy light shrouding Iran peak, a five-colored spiritual mountain standing upside down slowly emerged from the clouds. The huge thing with extremely beautiful shape is Lingyun Immortal Milk from the Yaoqi Holy Land. It is radiant with magic light and extremely colorful, hanging in the sky in the courtyard outside Li Congxin's house. Wow! From the tip of the Immortal Mountain, a huge spiritual stream fell down. The courtyard turned into a flash of light, and in the blink of an eye it turned into a large spiritual pool, filled with spiritual liquid that fell from the tip of the immortal peak in the sky. The majestic spiritual energy surged out from the spiritual pool, spreading in all directions, and soon filled the entire Iran peak. The place where Li Congxin lives is already hidden in the clouds and fog. It was originally Iran peak shrouded in colorful auspicious clouds. At this moment, it has completely become a place of immortal blessings and a fairyland. Being born in this fairyland is equivalent to bathing in the spiritual spring all year round. The arrival of Lingquan also shocked the people in Taigan Holy Land. Holy crap, what kind of secret is this? There's such a big thing hanging down from Iran peak where the young master lives. Don't talk nonsense, be careful that God will strike your mouth with thunder. It is a miracle from God, it is a super spiritual spring. Look, just for a moment, the entire Iran peak was wrapped in spiritual energy and became invisible. It was as if the entire mountain was hidden in a fairyland. Great, our young master will definitely take off now. Because they were strong and undefeated, the Taigan Holy Land disciples who were extraordinarily united looked up with joy on their faces. Now, on the god-killing peak, Li Tianba, who flew into the sky after hearing the sound, witnessed this scene with an excited expression. I must have brought a daughter of destiny and a son of luck to be my son's mascot, which brought great blessings. That's why a spiritual spring of heaven and earth descended above my son's head. Ha ha ha, my son is blessed. In front of the window, looking at the huge spiritual spring hanging in mid-air, Yi Susu and Chu Fij's faces were slightly red, but they were more shocked. Cousin, what's going on? Yi Susu ran to Li Congxin's bed and pulled his quilt and shook him. You guess? Li Congxin could only pretend to smile mysteriously, but this is good, the living environment is better, and his life will be more enjoyable. Yi Susu poked his chin with a fingertip and looked like he was thinking, I really started to guess, she thought to herself. She got the spirit spring body from biting Li Congxin's toes when she was a child. Therefore, she took away Li Congxin's talent, making Li Congxin a useless person. However, she did not completely finish her cousin's talent. It was just that his talent was damaged, and he has only recovered now, so, finally woke up. So that's it. Thinking of this, Yasusu couldn't help but feel elated. After feeling no more guilt, I was so happy that I started dancing around the house. He was only wearing a small bra, but he was jumping up and down wildly, causing Li Congxin's eyes to overlap. He was lying on the bed as if he was sick and almost wanted to vomit. At this moment, Chu Fij felt much more relaxed. She knew very well that the spiritual spring came not because of her. With her ability, she could not bring such great blessings. Li Congxin's background was so profound that she could only imagine it. in this case, what he said before should be true, and it should not cost him his life. With the advent of Lingquan, Li Congxin's growth rate doubled. Cultivation plus 2312. Cultivation plus 2254. Ding. Realm breakthrough, you have entered the first level of soul-shaping realm. He had just broken through from the solid state to the pulse-expanding state not long ago, and now he had broken through to the soul-shaping state. Li Congxin had a premonition, continue like this, when I wake up, tomorrow morning, I am afraid that I will surpass Isusu, who is known as the invincible talent, and Chu Fij, the daughter of the world's destiny and the son of destiny. I originally thought that I was a waste material at the beginning, but I didn't expect that the waste material was indeed a waste material, but it created a new dimension. The family background is extremely powerful, and it is also bound to a system that refuses to admit defeat. If someone gives you any benefit, it will definitely give you more, so that you will benefit more. Li Congxin was helpless. I can only think of two words in my heart, stable. These days, we can only become more and more hopeful. However, Li Congxin was obviously more concerned about another thing, and said lazily, that's fine, there is a spiritual spring pool in the yard. It will be very convenient to scoop water for washing, cooking, etc. in the future. Yasusu. Chu Fij. System. He kicked off the quilt again and turned over. You have nothing to do, so come and give me a pat on the back. Chu Fij, who had already rubbed his chest, pressed his feet and squeezed his shoulders, felt that his request was not too much, walked over, sat on the edge of the bed, and gently beat his back with his hands. Isusu, who was very close to him, had no grudge against him. Cousin, I'll go to bed and give you a hammer. He climbed directly onto the bed, sat on Li Congxin's thigh, and then punched his inner back with a pair of small fists. If anyone from the outside world saw this scene, they would be shocked. The daughter of destiny, high above, can only be seen from a distance, the spirit daughter of heaven, the pride in the hearts of the world, the purest Tianshan snow. At this moment, we are beating a man on the back together. Oh! Comfortable. Cultivation plus 3121. Cultivation plus 3287. In his peculiar way of growing up, the more comfortable he was, the more cultivation he cultivated in Li Congxin, who simply wanted to enjoy life. Ding. A breakthrough in cultivation, you have entered the second level of soul-shaping realm. Ding. A breakthrough in cultivation, you have entered the third level of soul-shaping realm. Li Congxin was enjoying it. An invincible strong man, powerful skills, and powerful weapons are all indispensable. But with this system here, the host will have everything. Ding, the free lottery function has been turned on. Tip, from now on, the host can participate in a free lottery every day, and can draw various treasures such as skills, weapons, magic pills, and elixirs. Li Congxin, who was in a state of ecstasy, didn't listen at all. Reminder, there is still a chance to draw a free lottery today. Will the host draw a lottery? May I ask if the host will draw a lottery? Ah, Susu, please be gentler. Oh. Li Congxin, little mascot, you can work harder. System. Tip, the system has automatically extracted it for the host. Congratulations, you have obtained the holy weapon, Weeping Heaven Sword. Weapons, magic weapons, and techniques are divided into yellow level, mysterious level, earth level, heaven level, holy level, and divine level according to their levels. Holy level, in this world, is a very precious and rare level. It is a treasure that ordinary cultivators can only dream of in 100 lifetimes. There is only one weapon of this grade in existence, and it can shock the world. At this time, an old man wearing a robe with patterns of red clouds and white clouds stepped out of the auspicious clouds and mist and came outside Li Congxin's house. The old man glanced at the wonder hanging in the sky and called out, "Hey, good guy." Immediately, he asked loudly, "Disciple, are you asleep? This time we have a great harvest in the fight for hegemony outside the territory. Master has selected the 3 best holy weapons among them. Do you want to look past them?" System. Chapter 10. The master dotes on me too much and the system is stimulated again. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Hearing this, Chu Fij and Isusu, who were massaging Li Congxin's back, looked out the door at the same time. As soon as she saw the old man, Isusu immediately put away her lively attitude, her body tensed, and her legs sitting on Li Congxin's thighs couldn't help but clamped. Chu Fij's face changed, and she showed a fearful expression, because, once, she saw with her own eyes that it was this man who tore a quasi-emperor in their world in half in a battle. She saw with her own eyes that this man crushed a huge city-town into powder with one palm. She saw with her own eyes that this man was extremely powerful, and killing strong men in a huge army of millions was like taking something out of a bag. She saw with her own eyes. Thinking back to those horrible scenes in her mind, she couldn't help but grab Li Congxin's back tightly. The reactions of the two women made Li Congxin cry out. The visitor was the elder of Taiqian Holy Land, the #1 master of Dan Dao in Tianqin continent, and also a strong man with the strength of a quasi-emperor peak. Li Congxin's master, Wu Kaishan and Li Tianba were brothers, comrades in arms, and Li Tianba's right-hand man. Because of this, Li Tianba asked Li Congxin to become Wu Kaishan's apprentice since childhood. He knew that he was a kind father, so he hoped that Wu Kaishan, who was always strict, could teach Li Congxin well, but things did not go as he wished. Wu Kaishan walked into the room and shouted again, "Hey, good guy." The picture in his eyes was that Li Congxin was lying on the bed wearing only shorts, and there were two beautiful girls. One of them was sitting on the bed with neat clothes, and the one who was riding on him was only wearing a small bra and a short skirt. Didn't he come at the wrong time? He immediately turned around and said, "Disciple, you go ahead and do your work. I'll come back later." He left as soon as he said that, and turned back to ask, "I have some powerful pills here. Do you want some?" Isusu blushed. He quickly climbed away from Li Congxin. "Elder Wu, my cousin doesn't want any powerful pills. We don't have any. Don't worry." Wu Kaishan waved his sleeves without turning his head. "I know you are under 16, I won't tell your mother." "It's master." Li Congxin shouted, "Since you are here, don't leave. Come in and sit down." "Ah," Wu Kaishan turned around with surprise on his face. "Is it done? No wonder you don't need any powerful pills." "Ha ha ha, then I'll come in." He laughed and turned around and walked into the house. "My disciple, I heard that you are still the same in this test. I am worried that you will be depressed, so I went to pick a few holy treasures for you, hoping to make you happy. I didn't expect that you look in a good mood." "Ha, it's good that it doesn't affect you, it's good that it doesn't affect you." This old man who kept laughing made Chu Fij look incredible. She even thought she had recognized the wrong person. Is this still the terrifying strong man who burned the city with one palm? When facing Li Congxin, Wu Kaishan did not have the murderous aura he had on the battlefield, but was kind and gentle. "What is there to be unhappy about?" Li Congxin smiled lightly and said, "Everything is lower level of yellow grade. Isn't this just a normal ordinary mortal? 99% of people in the world are like this." Hearing Li Congxin's words, Wu Kaishan, who was laughing, narrowed his eyes and immediately looked suspicious. "No. There is a problem. He is forcing a smile." The son of the world's overlord, the young master of the Taiqian Holy Land, actually compared himself to 99% of the mortals in the world. He abused himself like this. How sad and depressed he must be. You can imagine, also, this kid used to be simple and honest. Today, he has played with girls, 2 at once. It is obvious that he is bitter, but he has nowhere to release it, so he wants to numb himself. After a judgment, fearing that Li Congxin would be depressed, he hurriedly said, "Disciple, don't think too much, come, take a look at the holy weapon that the master has chosen for you." After that, he snapped his fingers, boom. In the void, 3 holy weapons that released a strong killing aura emerged, a battle blade, a spear, and a big sword, hot-blooded battle blade. Emperor killing battle spear. Holy Ruin's great sword. When these 3 weapons appeared, Chu Fij, who was standing aside, forced himself to remain calm, but his heart was already full of turmoil. These 3 weapons were the famous weapons of the 3 strongest masters in her world, 3 quasi-emperors. Those 3 were once the masters she admired the most, and at this moment, their famous weapons became objects used to please Li Congxin. Wow, Yi Susu opened her mouth wide with envy. Disciple, these weapons, as long as you take any one of them in your hand, I guarantee that you can easily chop down the Grandmaster now. Wu Kaishan walked to the bed, pushed Chu Fij away with one hand, and pulled Yi Susu away with the other hand, occupying the C position at the head of the bed, holding one of Li Congxin's hands with both hands, with encouragement in his tone. Yi Susu and Chu Fij's handsome faces were slightly dark, both of them were extremely talented, but they had not yet entered the Grandmaster realm. One in the left hand and one in the right hand, you can chop down 2 Grandmasters at the same time. Wu Kaishan just wanted to comfort Li Congxin, meaning that it doesn't matter if you are weak. As long as you have good equipment, you can still be very strong, Chu Fij. Yi Susu. Well, good stuff. Li Congxin pretended to be very satisfied. If he had a sour face, he would be a nobody. Wu Kaishan was overjoyed, as long as you like it. With another snap of his fingers, the 3 weapons floating in the air disappeared immediately. He took out a storage ring and stuffed it into Li Congxin's hand. The 3 holy weapons were already stored in the ring. Then I'll take it first. The elder's kindness would inevitably make the old man sad if he refused. Li Congxin accepted the storage ring. He just put the ring on his finger. Ding. The system is upgrading. The upgrade failed. The upgrade failed. The upgrade failed. The system is upgraded for the 700th time, and the upgrade is successful. He was speechless. Well, he accepted the gift and stepped on the bottom line of the system again. The system started to compete again. This time, it seemed to be a little stimulated. The system lottery function has been fully upgraded. Ding, 1 free draw per day is upgraded to 10 free draws per day. Upgraded again, 10 free draws per day are upgraded to 100 free draws per day. Upgraded again, 100 free draws per day are upgraded to unlimited draws per day. Upgraded again, unlimited draws are changed to automatic draws, without the host having to think, and 10x, 100x, or even 1000x critical rewards will appear randomly during the draw. Drawing, congratulations, you get 10x critical rewards, 10 hot-blooded war blades. Drawing, congratulations, you get 100x critical rewards, 100 emperor-killing war spears. Drawing, congratulations, you get 50x critical rewards, 50 holy ruins great swords. Tip, in order to ensure that the host has enough space to store various items in the future, the system warehouse authority has been opened to the ultimate, infinite. Like thunder, Li Congxin was sweating wildly. Sure enough, this guy was quite excited. He was crazy, but soon, he was calm again. After rolling up my father, roll up my sister, after rolling up my sister, roll up my master, you can roll to death. Anyway, it will benefit me and not harm me, and it won't affect me to lie down and do nothing. At this time, Wu Kaishan took out a jade bottle. Disciple, this is what I made for you. He is the #1 alchemist in Tianqin continent. He came to see Li Congxin specially. Of course, he would not just choose a few weapons for him to make him happy.